Whether they're full of gore and action, tension and suspense, or thought-provoking themes, post-apocalyptic shows are all the rage right now. In many ways, the genre has much in common with the best neo-Western shows, often focusing on characters journeying through lawless lands and societal beginnings. In a one-two punch, The Last of Us and Fallout have even managed to do the impossible and make video game adaptations prestige TV, likely thanks to their buzzy end-of-times concepts. But a post-apocalyptic premise doesn't equal quality on its own. Compelling characters, interesting worlds, and believable conflicts make some shows stand out as the best in the genre. 10 Jericho 2006-2008, 2 seasons. Most post-apocalyptic shows take a pretty black and white, before and after approach to the apocalypse. Everything was normal, then something happened, and now it's all completely gone. Jericho is unique, as it lives in the seldom-seen middle ground, deriving much of its tension from the fear of the unknown. Its brief second season doubled down on this perspective, letting more of the outside world into Jericho and introducing the Allied States of America. A semi-intact iteration of the pre-apocalypse government feels like a more realistic outcome than a world starting completely from scratch, and it allowed the show to explore conflicts unlike those in most other apocalypse stories. 9 Paradise 2025, present, 1 season. Image via Hulu. Paradise has a cool pilot, an interesting premise, and a surprisingly moving performance from James Marsden, but it also has some narrative problems that kept it from being further down on this list. Creator Dan Fogelman's writing tends to lean into soapy territory, often opting for flashy cliffhanger over naturally paced developments. Many episodes needed to use flashbacks to retroactively explain the previous episode's ending, creating an overall choppy feel rather than a smooth build towards a climax. Nonetheless, the bottle episode, The Day, depicting a play-by-play of the day the world ended, was gripping, emotional, disturbingly plausible, and honestly award-worthy. It looks like Paradise Season 2 will have Sterling K. Brown's Xavier venturing out of paradise. Here's hoping the show can keep what works and leave what doesn't. 8 Falling Skies 2011-2015, 5 seasons. A humans versus aliens conflict on Earth is a lofty premise. Many post-apocalyptic shows opt to avoid all the challenges this narrative poses by focusing on an unseen enemy or a timeline in which the damage has already been done. Yet Falling Skies manages to do a war against aliens that doesn't feel cheesy or campy. Almost equally impressive, the show was neither cancelled nor overstayed its welcome. Since the apocalypse genre has leaned much more heavily towards zombies than aliens, this show still feels fresh a decade after its finale. It also offers a great lead performance from Noah Weil, whose biggest claims to fame inexplicably don't seem to include Falling Skies. 7 Silo 2023, present, 2 seasons. Image via Apple TV+. Silo proves how well a strange premise can speak to relevant real-world themes. In this case, it's how not knowing your history can throw your whole world into question or let others control your narrative. The beauty of apocalypse stories, though, is that they get to explore not only this question, but also what it would be like if 10,000 people lived in a 144-floor silo. Quality shows are both entertaining on a surface level and thoughtful on a deeper one. Silo accomplishes this by pairing civil unrest in the bunker with the mystery of what the world is really like outside, and connecting that mystery to the mass deception of the people of the silo. Nonetheless, that thematic depth does at times cause Silo to drag. 6 Pluribus 2025, present, 1 season. Frankly, Pluribus just hasn't been on long enough to rank higher, but if it maintains this level of humor and self-reflection, it'll be well on its way to number 1. Pluribus is in a category all its own. It's an apocalypse with no danger. With every character making compelling arguments for or against the hive mind, it's the ultimate conversation starter of a show. It's also an absolute acting feat for Rhea Seehorn, who is practically doing a one-woman show, especially since Got Milk saw everyone abandon her in Albuquerque. As the season progresses, Pluribus has proven that it's more than simply a thought exercise. Carol took failed action in Pirate Lady and has been pivoting ever since, refusing to be a passive observer of this bizarre event. In doing so, Pluribus has started to take a stance on its own debate. While the somewhat comical and endearing hive mind just wants to help, Carol has unearthed that they may not be as sunshine and rainbows as they seem. She's clearly relentless in her stance against the virus and those impacted by it, meaning that the show will eventually not just pose, but answer its biggest questions. 5 The Last of Us 2023, present, 2 seasons. HBO, courtesy Everett Collection. The Last of Us Season 2 was definitely a setback for the video game adaptation that took the world by storm, but in its defense, it had big shoes to fill. The first season became a cultural phenomenon for very good reason. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey had incredible pseudo-father-daughter chemistry, filling the show to the brim with emotional complexity. Whether or not you agree with Joel's climactic Season 1 decision to save Ellie at all costs, it made perfect sense for his flawed character, and the ethical ambiguity makes him all the more compelling. The same can't be said for Ellie's belligerent Season 2 crusade. Every single problem she faced was of her own making, and until the very end, she had every opportunity to turn around and go home. It's tough, even infuriating, to watch a once-liked character make such a long series of bad decisions. And it seems that The Last of Us Season 3 is gearing up to be a mirror image of Season 2 from the perspective of Caitlin Dever's Abby. For the 1002, 014, 2020, 7 seasons. The 100 is a CW show based on a young adult book series, so it caters to a different audience than a prestige HBO drama, but that doesn't stop it from going to genuinely dark places with genuinely surprising plot twists. Season 2 is especially strong as the show finds its footing and starts relying less on YA tropes. A major selling point of the premise is its connection to Earth, so the show admittedly loses some of its identity in the final 2 seasons when it abandons Earth for the completely new planet Sanctum. Nonetheless, The 100 is full of mature themes and dark turns in its successful 7-season run. 3 Station 11 2021, 1 season. Station 11's timing is pretty eerie. While the limited series adaptation premiered in 2021, the 2014 novel feels almost prophetic with its similarities to the COVID-19 pandemic. Station 11 feels like a haunting alternate universe that has only grown more impactful over time. Despite the shock value of its real-life similarities, Station 11 is completely its own story. Dropping a troupe of nomadic performers into the apocalypse is a wholly original move, while the lingering intrigue of the mysterious titular novel gives the whole show a unique, offbeat, eerie vibe. 2 Fallout 2024 present, 2 seasons. Considering its hefty source material, Fallout made some great key choices. Season 1 being set in Los Angeles was strategic, laying the groundwork for